Oseo.
Oseo.
Good Cherokee greeting. I have a name for the theme today. A proven past bears new life. And in Cherokee, the simple announcement that is something new is taking place. We're on a verge as far as Native America, Turtle Island. Turtle Island, where's that name come from? It's now our name for all of North America. It stems from the Iroquois. Star Woman is descending from the sky, and she's coming down like that. And the turtle, Dakshi, comes up and she lands on a turtle. And that begins our Turtle Island. So we now feel that that unifies all of us as Turtle Island. Mitakoweo Yasi, all are related. And a lot of things have happened in the past a couple hundred or 300 years. And we try to acquit ourselves of his history so that we can move forward. And there's a lot of things that are coming together here in Turtle Island for that, and at large out there in the world. We're in a transition like that. So one of these has just come across the news from Indian Country Today. So I'm going to be referring to this article here in this way. The Cherokee Nation has named its first delegate to the United States House of Representatives, and that is former Obama appointee Kimberly Tenney. Her nomination has been approved by the Cherokee Council on Thursday. Although this treaty has been created almost 200 years ago, it has never been filled until now. The article outlining the right to a delegate is in the Treaty of New Ichota. This was also a document that somehow led to the Trail of Tears and genocide. I don't quite understand all of that. Literary blood, sweat, and tears. She said we can't ignore that history and what it meant for us to have a provision put into place that gives us the right to have a delegate there. She's Oklahoma Cherokee. The Cherokee were deported from North Carolina and the eastern place. Trail of Tears is that, and thousands of people died on this. The world at large, including England, much recognized the Cherokee Nation. We had a governor, Akulakola, who's the governor of one of the Cherokee states, who was actually the ambassador to England itself. And President Jackson's deportation of all people of the Eastern Native America was protested by the world, but ignored. So watch out. We have one of those guys up there today. So she has been the intern, as it's called, with Wilma Mankiller, who was the first woman chief for the Cherokee Nation, and she brought about a lot of changes. She passed away recently, and so she had advised Kimberly Tenney to go to law school, and she had accomplished that. And she's come back, and she's been very much of a figure, in Washington. Her fingerprints on a wide variety of policy and laws affecting indigenous people, from the Violence Against Women Act to the creation of Congress's first Native American caucus. As a delegate, she will have the opportunity to advocate not just for the Cherokee Nation, but for all First Nations. You have somebody in the halls of Congress all the time with access and rights of participation and debate, who is raising Native American issues constantly. One thing that could help her chances of being seated is her reputation on the Hill for bipartisan work. She has close relationships with Oklahoma Republican Makawayne Mullen, who is also a member of the Cherokee Nation, and Tom Cole, a member of the Chickasaw Nation. And our newly appointed Cherokee Nation chief is Chuck Hoskin Jr., and that made her appointment was his first priority. One thing I've learned is that you never know what the next issue would be, and so we need somebody who is nimble and who has studied up on these issues. For her part, she said that she understands her appointment will help bring, this is important, visibility to a nearly invisible part of American history. Truly, truly. We need to come into view in any chance I've gotten, even in a Buddhist temple, I bring out what I'm bringing out right now for that. These things that she's looking at could have a lasting impact on areas like Indian health services, funding, education, on tribal lands, and treaty rights. The education piece of it also means, what do treaty rights actually mean? Why do these old documents still live today? In the case of the Treaty of New Chota, a document that led to genocide nearly 200 years ago, could today lead a new chapter in the relations between the U.S. government and the Cherokee Nation. So that's the gist of the article there. In my display here, this is a picture of Kimberly Tahi there, so that you can see how she looks like. And I made this here because I'm thinking of the rising spirit of our true country, Helahin, there. So a very spiritual looking woman is the way we're thinking of her that way. So you get the feeling of that, and I'm very grateful that I can present this little part for the first part of my theme. So thank you very much.